Most of us have never been able to learn how to prove ourselves to ourselves. Most of us have never been able to define our value by what we do, but we mostly been able to define our value, our capacity by how fierce we conflict or we fight with somebody else. You define your value, you define how good you are at something compared to somebody else. So conflict is the most effective way in which most of us have been able to define our value, our worth, our significance in a particular area, in a particular department. So when you go to a place where you have to define your value outside of the conflict, outside of the people who are against you, it's very difficult for you to stand on your own, because your experience, your capacity to be able to stand on whatever level it is, you exude that excellence. It wasn't intrinsic, it wasn't you trying to be that, but it was you getting back at somebody else. We only know how to prove ourselves by talking about how better I am compared to, how good I am in regard of how I was able to make it in spite of, how better I am at this than. But it's not born out of our individual desire to be able to prove to myself that I can do this and I can be able to grow exponentially from one level to another if I keep this consistent growth, if I'm on this progression, if I'm consistent in this particular pattern. So most of us are not inspired and not motivated to do what we do by our intrinsic desire, but mostly it's by somebody else who we're trying to prove it to, that I can do this better than you, I can do this despite what you said, I can grow despite what you did to me, I can be able to go this far despite the fact that you did this, you went here, you spoke this about me. It should not be outside coming in, it should come from inside out. We should be able to prove ourselves to ourselves, so that tomorrow we measure our ability, our progression by what we did yesterday, so that we grow from ourselves from one stage to another, one step to another. Your progression is defined by your consistent growth in every level, in every stage. The challenges of yesterday are not the challenges of today, and when you're venturing into a new place, in a new space, in a new venture, especially being a pioneer, you'll have more challenges because you're introducing something that not so many people have. And so everybody else is opposed to drastic change. Everybody else is opposed to anything that challenges conformity. So it's very difficult to launch something new in an environment where people are conversant, where conformity is the norm. So understand that challenges always come if you're doing something that not everybody else is used to doing. So understand that and grow from there. You don't have to prove yourself to somebody else. Prove yourself to yourself, because that desire is intrinsic. Blessings.